Right, I've got a little Fiat van in, I'm free. I'm going to be changing high pressure fuel pump on this. Now, the fuel pump hasn't died as such. Van's still running okay, however, if you look underneath, we've got quite a severe diesel leak coming from the body of the pump. So, it's coming from one of the joins on the underside of the pump. So, to replace the pump, I'm going to get this airbox out of the way first. Ducting off, get the airbox out just for ease of access. It's not a too bad job, but just easier to show if this is out of the way. So we get this off and then we'll come back and have a look. Right, so we've got our airbox off, top foam cover, obviously our ducting, disconnected it from there, left it. Now we can see the pump, and then we've got the high pressure line out, which needs obviously undoing, the fuel in from the filter, and then you've got this return line, which goes to the return rail. To get these off, I do usually use a special tool. You can obviously just flick them with a screwdriver, get them apart. You might have to put a Jubilee back around it, but obviously we've got a special tool to get this off. Now, the pump itself is not too difficult to get off. It's on a dog drive onto the end of the cam. So, you can see on the lead pump, there's just 3 bolt holes and the dog drive on the end. So your inlets and outlets. So it's not too bad to replace it here. Solenoid's plugging down now. So we get these lines disconnected and then we'll come back and have a look down the side what we need to take off to get the pump off. Right, we've got our pipes off, turn line, feed line. We've taken the high pressure line off between the rail and the pump just to give us a bit more room to work with. Down the side, we've taken our 3 bolts out, T30s, Torx. You'll see 1 in here, 1 in here, and 1 just in here. Pretty easy to get to. You see the pump is now loose, it's got a gap. Obviously, you need to give it a bit of a wiggle, pull it off. It's gonna take 2 hands. Be careful about putting pry bars in here because this is aluminium and it will snap. So, wiggle it about, pop it off. Need 2 hands to do it, so we'll get it off when we come back. Right, so pump's out. See, you'll see in there is where the dog drive is. See, it's saturating diesel all here. So, see leaking from somewhere along here. So, that's where our leak was coming from. You will need to take this off of this pump because that's the dog drive that goes on the end. So you'll need this to go onto the new pump. So we'll clean up that, clean up this area, wipe in now, get our new pump ready to go in. Right, so got our diesel pump ready, got our dog drive on now, little bead of grease around the O-ring just to help it slide in, and try and make sure that the orientation of this is the same orientation as what is in there. Can't really see the light, you can see, obviously that's pretty much directly upright, which when this is on, it's going to be pretty much upright, so we've got to try and engage this into that slot on the camshaft. So slowly does it, ease it in and push it home, don't force it. You'll know when it goes fully home and then you can put your bolts in. So we'll get it back on, come back. Right, pipes back on, hoses and pipes back on, so we've done up our 2 unions. Bolts back in. Obviously when you put it on, as I said, don't force it. We ended up taking the little dog drive and putting it in the end of the cam in the end, and then obviously slotting this into that. Just don't force it. You probably feel like you're losing the will to live trying to get it in, but it will go. Just got to make sure that is orientated correctly for it to slot in. There's not a lot of play there clearly because there's not a lot of slop. So back on, make sure you get your plug back in, your control valve, and put your pipes back on. Now you can put your covers back on, airbox back in, and then we'll fire it up and check for leaks. Right, so all back together. Obviously we leak tested it, leak checked it, nothing now, completely dry. So problem solved, back up and running. Obviously that's how you change the pump. Obviously these 1.3s, use that if changing it, the pump's died, but so this one hadn't died, it was just leaking. So you do your pump, hopefully it's helpful.